Hey everybody, my name is Ranger Kat and I'm joining you today from the Birmingham Public Library, where in the month of February, we are going to read a book and share it with you every single week. We hope that you can join us, but more than anything, we hope that you enjoy reading because here at the library, there is so much to discover and explore. Let's begin. Today we're going to read The Other Side by Jacqueline Woodson with the permission of Penguin Random House. As I read, pay attention to what you see in the illustrations. In this illustration, I see a big field with wildflowers and a yellow house in the distance. The words say, "That summer the fence that stretched through our town seemed bigger. We lived in a yellow house on one side of it. White people lived on the other. And Mama said, 'Don't climb over that fence when you play.' She said it wasn't safe." In this illustration, the little girl is swinging on a tire swing, and she's looking at another little girl, and a fence is separating them. The words say, "That summer there was a girl who wore a pink sweater. Each morning she climbed up on the fence and stared over at our side. Sometimes I stared back. She never sat on that fence with anybody, that girl didn't." In this illustration, on one side of the fence there are a lot of girls jumping rope, and on the other side is another girl who's all alone. The words say, "Once when we were jumping rope, she asked if she could play. And my friend Sandra said no without even asking the rest of us. I don't know what I would have said. Maybe yes, maybe no." In this illustration, the two girls are passing each other on the sidewalk, and they're holding hands with their moms. The words say, "That summer, everyone and everything on the other side of that fence seemed far away. When I asked my mama why, she said, because that's the way things have always been. Sometimes when me and Mama went into town, I saw that girl with her mama. She looked sad sometimes, that girl did. 'Don't stare,' my mama said. 'It's not polite.'" In this illustration, the lonely girl is splashing in a rain puddle with her yellow rain jacket on. The words say, "It rained a lot that summer. On rainy days, that girl sat on the fence in a raincoat. She let herself get all wet and acted like she didn't even care. Sometimes I saw her dancing around in puddles, splashing and laughing." In this illustration, the other little girl is looking out of her window, wishing she could go out and play. The words say, "Mama wouldn't let me go out in the rain. That's why I bought you rainy day toys," Mama said. "You stay inside here where it's warm and safe and dry." But every time it rained, I looked for that girl, and I always found her somewhere near the fence. In this illustration, the little girl is holding her hands out wide and greeting the sun because it's a bright, sunny day. The words say, "Someplace in the middle of the summer, the rain stopped. When I walked outside, the grass was damp, and the sun was already high up in the sky. And I stood there with my hands up in the air. I felt brave that day. I felt free." In this illustration, the two little girls who are separated by the fence are talking to each other right next to the fence. The words say, "I got close to the fence and that girl asked me my name. 'Clover,' I said. 'My name's Annie,' she said. 'Annie Paul. I live over yonder,' she said, 'by where you see the laundry. That's my blouse hanging on the line.' She smiled then. She had a pretty smile." In this illustration, Annie is sitting on top of the fence, and Clover is looking at the fence, considering whether she might go up too. The words say, "And then I smiled, and we stood there looking at each other, smiling." "It's nice up on this fence," Annie said. You can see all over. I ran my hand along the fence. I reached up and touched the top of it. A fence like this was made for sitting on, Annie said. She looked at me sideways. In this illustration, Annie is helping Clover get up onto the fence. The words say, "My mama says I shouldn't go on the other side," I said. "My mama says the same thing, but she never said nothing about sitting on it." "Neither did mine," I said. In this illustration, Annie and Clover are sitting on the fence while some other girls play nearby. The words say, "That summer, me and Annie sat together on that fence. And when Sandra and them looked at me funny, I just made believe I didn't care." In this illustration, Annie and Clover are still sitting on the fence, and Clover's mom is looking on as she hangs up the laundry to dry. The words say, "Some mornings my mama watched us. I waited for her to tell me to get down from that fence before I break my neck or something. But she never did." "I see you made a new friend," she said one morning. And I nodded and Mama smiled. That summer, me and Annie sat on that fence and watched the whole wide world around us. In this illustration, Annie and Clover and Sandra and the other girls are jumping rope together. The words say, "One day Sandra and them were jumping rope near the fence and we asked if we could play." "I don't care," Sandra said. "And when we jumped, Sandra and me were partners, the way we used to be." In this illustration, all the girls are sitting on the fence together. The words say, "When we were too tired to jump anymore, we sat up on the fence, all of us in a long line." And in the final illustration, they're all still on the fence and it looks like the sun is starting to set. The words say, "Someday somebody's going to come along and knock this old fence down," Annie said. And I nodded. "Yeah," I said, "someday." The end. Thank you so much for joining me to read The Other Side. I hope you enjoyed.